Okay, here we go. Welcome to the lab. Pretty sweet, eh? Got a lot of stuff in here that we're going to try to utilize. And what I'm going to do is we're going to put together 3 long-running experiments here that I want to show you. I'm going to set them up, and we'll periodically check on them to see how things are going. Special guest today, Yoda, will be involved in watching all experiments. So, welcome Yoda. Alright, first experiment. The other day I was on the phone and I was talking to my dad, and we were talking about growing tomatoes, and and I have some tomato plants that are growing that aren't, they're doing pretty good, but I also want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Pretty new at this. He told me that you can just grow tomatoes straight from a tomato. He said to just simply cut a wedge, put it in a pot, put some dirt on it, and see what it can do. So what I did is, I had this tomato that I used for a burrito that I had today, and I've just got half of it left. I'm just going to cut a small slice. As you can see here, we can see pretty evidently there are some seeds here. So maybe maybe one of these seeds will germinate. I don't know. I've never tried this before. These are the type of tomatoes that I know are grown indoors as well. I think they come out of Canada. So let's see here. I'm going to take my handy dandy Swiss Army knife, cut a little wedge of this tomato. I'm going to grab some dirt that I have here, just some potting soil, and put this little potting soil in this Jiffy cup here. You can get these at the store. I know a lot of people are growing stuff right now, trying to grow some lettuces and things like that. It's been a pretty common thing. I know a lot of people have gotten into this stuff. Maybe your parents have, or maybe somebody you know is. Alright, so I'm going to take that dirt. I'm going to just slide this wedge in, right in there, and then I'm going to cover this up with a little dirt, just like such here, and just pat it down a little bit. The soil's already pretty damp, so we'll see how that. Maybe I'll add a little bit more here, because who knows what's going to happen with that. I've never done this before, and we'll take a little bit of our water, and I got a little Miracle-Gro in this too, get it nice and soaked. And that's one experiment that we'll check and see, hey, can we grow a tomato from a tomato? Pretty cool. Experiment number 2, I got these little discs. I've seen some things online where you can grow hydroponic lettuce. I'll show a picture in our video of what that looks like. Kind of a cool little thing to try, and so these little discs actually expand in water, and you can plant a variety of different things in them, and you can let the roots come through and soak in sort of like a hydroponic type situation there. So I'm going to give that a shot. I've never done it before, but I got the disc here. Again, I got this little styrofoam cup, so we'll start it in here. We may have to move it to a bigger item, but we're going to at least start with this styrofoam cup. And it's got a little Miracle-Gro in there as well. But before I put that in there, I'm going to take some of these seeds. It looks like I got some spicy mixed lettuce here, so I'm not sure. I'm going to drop a couple seeds in and see what happens. So I'll put a couple seeds in my hand here. These are pretty tiny, so it might be easiest if I just pour these in to that right there. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So I'm going to set this. Oh, there goes the seeds. Try that again. Alright, so we got them kind of sitting in there. This is obviously going to be a little delicate. Pop that bad boy right there. And it's floating in that water, and we'll see. I know usually they put the seeds in after that thing's soaked, but we'll try it this way. See what happens. Okay, cool. So that's experiment number 2. Hydroponic lettuce. Let's see if we can make some hydroponic lettuce and see how that turns out. Okay. Alright, the next experiment. We used to do this in biology quite a bit. We used to look at sort of like how a seed germinates, and kind of a cool little thing to do. What I have here is a petri dish, and this experiment of the ones that we're doing is probably the easiest for you to try at home. You can use anything. You can use a little bowl or whatever you want. I took basically some construction paper. I took some brown construction paper. It's a little thicker, will probably hold the water a little bit more. And then I took a piece of white paper so we can kind of watch the seeds as they sort of develop. So what I'm going to do is I went out and I got some bird seed that I have outside, and I grabbed some out of the container I had, and I'm going to pop a couple of these bird seeds into this, and I want to have a couple because you don't know which ones may grow and which ones may not. A lot of people don't know that you can do this. And then I see I got a couple millet. Those are millet seeds, I believe that's what they're called. So usually those will work. My forceps here, this is kind of tricky. Not that big one there. Those big ones sometimes will germinate the best. And I have some tiny ones here too, so let's try some of these small ones as well. This is a challenge thing to do. And so I'm going to sort of position those. Got some of these white ones too. Let's try those. So we have a wide variety of bird seed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply just take my water here and I'm just going to soak this. Just a little bit. And then we want to give it some air. I don't think this isn't going to seal too tight here. We can check every day. We're going to check on that down the road. But basically what I can do is I want to set this on something kind of warm. So I'll probably try to find a warm place, maybe up in the kitchen or somewhere like that. Set that down and we're going to see what happens with that. Alright, so again, as a reminder, we've got 3 experiments. Can we grow a tomato from a tomato? Can we get hydroponic lettuce? Can we get lettuce to grow using some liquids? And can we germinate these seeds and see how they develop? Now, all 3 experiments apply to both Biology A and Biology B. Biology A, these are great experiments to talk about how matter might be moving or changing and some of the processes that are going on. And then in Biology B, we're definitely going to see hopefully some changes in some of these things, and we can talk about growth, and we can talk about what is called differentiation. So looking forward to watching these things. We'll periodically check on them. So again, thanks for being here and down in the lab, and so long.